2025 is the year of the number 9. It's completion. And this is the year of your premiere, baby. This your year. This your moment. Yeah. What would you say to your younger self before your premiere? If this was you walking down the red carpet, your 9-year-old self, and this was your out-of-body experience, and you saw yourself walking down the red carpet, or maybe even putting your hand in that cement with that star, the star of fame, what would you tell your younger self before the premiere?
I would probably take her by the hand and I would say, we did it. We did it. We finished. We finished. And we touched some lives along the way. But we're still here. And it'd be a moment, because I talk to that younger self a lot. You know, you have to heal her first before you can move forward. You got to dig back in that past sometimes, and you got to heal the heart that was broken back then to heal the woman that's in front of you now. You know what I mean? That's a big thing. You have to heal her. And once you can come to a peace with her, and you can forgive her for the things that you feel like you've done wrong your whole life, and the things that you thought you deserved that you didn't really deserve. Once you can heal that little broken girl, you've accomplished a whole lot. You have. So I would tell her we made it. We're here. And we're still standing. Yeah.
Still standing. Still standing. What would you tell the younger version of yourself if you were watching from the sidelines, not walking with you, but just walking from the sidelines and just looking and peeking around the corner? What encouraging words would you give her, yelling out in the crowd, and you see yourself in the crowd? Because that's where I see myself. I see myself, that little girl that's looking at Erica right now, and she's saying, I knew you could do it. I knew you could always do it. So what would your younger self tell Shelly, Michelle, from the sideline, yelling from the crowd, trying to get your attention?
Girl, come on. Let me take your hand. We got to run up here, girl. We got to go get this. We got to keep pushing. Get that. Stop falling. Get up. That's me. I would be screaming at myself saying, girl, don't fall. Don't stay down there too long. What are you doing? We got work to do. We got work to do. And we're not going to stop till it's done. Until we touch all these lives that we supposed to, you know, we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. I would be pushing her along.
I like that.
Definitely.
What'd you say, Evelyn?
I said the mission ain't over.
The mission ain't over. This is just the beginning.
It ain't never over. It's never over.
It ain't over. It ain't over. That's a house song. Okay,
yeah, so this is an everyday movement, you know.
Mm-hmm. So
it is. It's an everyday movement. It's something you do every day.
Every day, it's preparing you for the next level, because there's levels to this. So the next level, the next level, the next level. So how are you preparing mentally, spiritually, and emotionally for your premiere this fall?
Well, that has been the work that me and my best friend have been putting in these last couple of days and last couple of weeks. You know, because it's like I said, it's a team, and my best friend was a part of all of this. Ravonda, she's been with me all through this journey. I think for me mentally, it's just preparing to sit in a room with people, a lot of people at that, and them seeing my life, and then that some that didn't know my story that will now know my story. What is that moment going to feel like when it's aired? You know, when you see it. And what is that going to feel like? Will I feel complete? Will I feel mentally? Can I handle it? Will it bring back all these pains? You know, I'm nervous. If anything, I'm more nervous because at the end of that film, when them credits go up and them lights come on, the room will be looking at me. The room will be looking at me and saying, well, damn, she really went through that, huh? And then the judgment, either it's going to start or someone's going to take away, or the people will take away what the ending says. I survived. I'm still here. And I'm not damaged. I didn't die. I'm still smiling. And I'm still her. I'm still her. I'm still that same lady that wants to win. I'm still that same lady that goes hard every day, all day. I'm still the same person that believes. And I believe that I can help people. And I'm always going to believe that I can help someone in any shape, fashion, or form, in anything that I do, in any walk. It's never for me. I'm so selfish when it comes to stuff. My heart is as big as the world. I'm going to give it to you. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take from me. Baby, you got it. If I have it, it's yours. But there's a limit to everything. You know what I mean? You have to understand, people will take and take, that there's nothing else to take. But I'm a giver. And I can't change who I am. My mama always told me that. It's who you are, Michelle, and don't let nobody change who you are. And if my assignment in life is to touch people, to bring people together, to cry the tears, then I'm going to do that if that's the assignment. I'm just obedient to the assignment. That's all.
Absolutely. I love it. I love that for you. I love that you are authentically yourself, unapologetically.
Mm-hmm.
That is a server spirit. But what I
You have to
had to
be.
in serving, you have to have boundaries, because I realized I couldn't save everyone, because I needed to save myself first before I just keep trying to save, pull, take from myself, give to someone else. So that is very hard to do when you are a giver and you want to help everyone. But the moment that you put your boundaries up and say, hey, I have to focus on my goals and dreams and ambition and my legacy, which brings me to the next question. What legacy are you intentionally building through your art?
I have two sons, and I have a daughter that's adopted. I want, when my kids, when they look at me, they're proud. They say that my mom never gave up. My mom never. My son was talking about that the other day on a live that I did, and he was just saying, "My mom, I've always relied on you. You've always been my backbone. You've always been my main support." I want, when they look at me, they say, "My mom didn't give up, even when the odds was against her." When people say, I have a lupus, so I was told I was going to check out a long time ago. I've been through some storms, and I fight every day. I get up with a bad immune system every day, all day, and people don't see that pain. They don't see a smile. I'm always smiling. So I tell my kids, and I tell them that constantly: you don't stop. You keep going, because your mother will always keep going for you and everything else. So my legacy would be just that. I want to leave this with you. I want you to say, at the end of the day, we're winning. And I'm not talking about monetary. I'm talking about we're winning, because we changing some people. We doing some stuff. We making some people better people. Do it that way. The money will come. Don't chase the money. Chase the goal. Chase the ambition. Chase with. You can't chase the paper. The paper gonna find you. But that's where people go wrong all the time. They chasing the money, the money, the money. The money ain't always the greatest gift of all. It could be something else, something bigger than you, something bigger than you. So I want to leave that with people. Let me touch a couple of lives with my words and let that be my legacy. When people's talking about me, they say, well, Shelly said, and Michelle said, and she did it, so I can do it. I would rather that. And I will feel whole in that moment. You know what I mean? That matters to me. That matters.
Love it. That's beautiful. So we have a sacred bloom ritual, which is called the rapid fire round. So, Evelyn, do you want to take the rapid fire round? It's short, reflective answers to affirm your journey. Shelly.
Just kidding. What's one word that describes your healing?
that describes my healing. Pressing.
Okay. One ritual or spiritual practice you swear by.
Being true to myself in the moment.
All right. One goddess you embody today.
One goddess I embody today.
It could be a woman that you look up to, admire, or inspire to become.
I would say CC Whining.
Good one. One affirmation you say to yourself when doubt creeps in.
Say that again, you broke up.
What's one affirmation that you say to yourself when doubt creeps in?
I'm amazing.
And the last one is one message to women over 50 pursuing their dreams.
Keep going. Keep shooting for the stars. Don't let anybody dim your light. And if anybody is trying to dim your light, remove them. Notice all the flags, the stop signs that may get in your way. You are the prize at the end of the day, and let people earn you.
No, that's
I
right.
would let people earn you.
I love it.
Earn you.
Okay, so I have some additional questions. A Black woman's story of triumph through art, age, and alchemy, personal journey and healing. What does overcoming to becoming mean in your own words through your own lens? What does overcoming to becoming mean in your own words?
Overcoming to me is not giving up. You know, it's easy to quit, right? It's easy to quit. My dad always says that. He always told me that. My dad, he's deceased, but he always would say that it's easy to quit. It's easy to make life challenges beat you down. But when you
Yeah.
can get up and you can continue getting up when everybody is beating you down,
Mhm.
you've overcame, right? You've overcame
Mhm.
something. If I'm sitting here in front of you and I've been in hospitals, I've been hospitalized, I've taken my life, I've done all kinds of stuff. I've been on pills, I've been in those dark places. And then I sit and I look at myself and I look at myself in the mirror and say, this ain't it. This ain't you. What are you doing? You gotta get up, girl. You gotta keep going. And if I can get up and say to myself, it's okay to be afraid, Michelle. It's okay to cry. You can cry, girl. Cry if you need to, but you're going to get up and you're going to smile and you're going to smile and be happy because you're smiling. You're not going to keep putting on for the world to see you the way they want. You're going to smile because you can and you've earned it. So overcoming to me is I've earned it. I've paid my dues. I've been out here in these trenches. I've ran the mile. I've been on the floor. I know what it feels like. These knees have been bruised for a long time, but guess what? I ain't scarred. And the
Mm.
scars that I've had, they've healed.
I
So
love that.
yeah, that's
Yep.
overcoming.
What was your becoming?
This film,
Okay.
it was becoming.
Where
It was the
yeah,
letting go,
the
the
letting.
dropping it off my back and saying, "Whoo, I did it."
Yeah.
Say that again.
She said, yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, this film, finishing the film, us finishing this film was the biggest thing in the world. Us finishing the film.
Um, were there moments you felt invisible in your journey as a Black woman, as a creative, or just as a human? Was it moments on this journey to creating this film? Did you feel invisible?
Sometimes when you're doing anything, people will not see your vision. But I had a friend tell me a couple of months back, your journey is not meant to walk with certain people. And I had to understand that because I always felt like I can take everybody with me. You know, I'm always trying to help everybody and I want everybody to win. And my spirit is winning. You know, if I'm winning, I want them to win too. So I'm pulling, and it's like a tug of war because I'm pulling somebody who don't have the passion that I have, who don't have the drive that I have, who don't see the finish line like I'm seeing it. They see I ain't making nothing. This ain't happening right now. This ain't going on for me. But you got to see the end. You got to see the end. You got to see when you complete it and what that feels like. You know what I mean? Like you have to, but that ain't for everybody. That ain't for everybody. That's mine. So I had to learn, even in my invisible moments, that that person might not supposed to be there with me right now. And I got to know it's okay to let go. It's not because I'm saying I'm better than you or I believe I'm better than you. It's just, I can't take you where I'm going right now. Let me get here and maybe I can come back and get you. But right now I'm on a mission and I got to get to my mission and my destination. So yeah, that's it for me.
That's what's up. That's epic. You can't always. I always tell. I used to tell my son that everybody that come with you, honey, you can't take everybody from elementary school because they ain't gonna make it to college. Some of them ain't gonna
Right.
make it to
That
college.
part.
Some of them, some of them ain't gonna make it past 20. You know what I'm saying? That's just
That's the next part.
that part. Um, so what role, and I think you touched on this a little bit about your father, what role did faith, spirituality, or ancestral strength play in your healing process? What?
My dad. My
Mhm.
dad. Definitely my
Hearing his
dad.
voice.
Um, his voice, always his voice. And I always say this: people don't believe that people can come to you in your dreams. Every down that I've had since my dad's
Yeah.
been gone, my dad comes to me and he'll sit and he'll be like, okay, Michelle, we're sad. Okay, what we're gonna do to make it better? What we're gonna do to fix it? Because my dad was my biggest cheerleader. So when he passed, it's like my world stopped. And every man in my liking that I've when I think of my husband, I think of somebody like my dad who loves me unconditionally. You know, he don't care if I got a scar on my face. He don't care if I'm broken. He loves me. He's gonna pick me up and say, "Girl, get up. We're gonna do this." When I think of the person my dad was, there was nobody better. In my eyes, he was everything. Every show, every tear, everything, every time, he was always like, "Wait a minute, what we doing?" Even through this film, he sat on my bed many nights and said, "Why are you crying? What are you doing? You got to finish. We got something to do. Don't worry about where the money coming from. Finish. Go out here and talk to people. That's how you know how to talk. Get on the phone." So me and my girlfriend on the phone calling all kinds of people to help. And I mean, we was pulling through the trenches. I remember the director, Jason Madison, said to me, "You got to get on the phone. You're going to have to talk to some people, girl. We ain't got this big budget. You got to talk to some people. They got to believe in you." And baby, when I tell you, I used to call people crying. Hey, this is my story. I just want you to, and I'm crying from the
Yes.
trenches of my
Yes.
soul, saying, "I got something I gotta finish, and I need your help." And they say a closed mouth don't get fed. So guess what? This mouth is open, and here it is. So yeah, I don't have no pride when it comes to stuff. You know, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get it where it's going.
Mhm.
You know.
I love that. I love that. So, what inner wound took the longest to heal, and how did you finally release it?
I think the biggest wound for me was always trying to understand why. Like, you know, why did it me? What did he see? What did he see that he didn't like that made him want to harm me or hurt me or see me broken? Like, what did I do? I think I went through that for a long time. What was it about me that you hated so much that you just couldn't see past me and you rather see me down and you rather see me crawling? But then I had to understand I wasn't broken. He was. and he was fixing himself. And whatever he didn't like about himself, he put it off on me.
Mhm.
And I had to tell myself, it ain't about me. It's you. You need to fix you. And the minute
Yeah.
I could own that and say, I'm not the one who's damaged, it's you. But I've
Mhm.
allowed you to break me.
Mhm.
But you ain't never going to see me down there too long. You're never going to see me down there too long.
You know, broken people break other people. Well, they try to break other people. So if a
Oh,
person
right.
is broken, they're going to try to take you with them because they are uncomfortable. See, a broken person is uncomfortable with who they are. They haven't accepted whatever it is that they are supposed to do or their purpose on their journey. They're trying to perform. They are not their authentic self. They putting on what they say back in the day, putting on. You putting on a show.
Putting on for the
You
team.
yeah,
Yes.
you putting on one. You
Showboating.
putting on one.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know who they are. So they're very uncomfortable with
Mm-hmm.
you knowing who you are. You having gifts and talents and doing the do you getting up. See, it takes a lot to become someone else. It takes very little effort to be yourself. Because I remember when I used to try
Get
to
out of
fit
here.
in with other people, I'm not
Right.
like you. I'm not ordinary. I'm extraordinary with my extra self. You right. I love me. If you're uncomfortable with
Right.
me, you don't need to be around me because this is me. This is authentically me, unapologetically. That's why broken people
Right.
try to break other people. They don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose. They're pretending all the time. They lying, they cheating, they doing all the things because they have not become their full self. They haven't grown up.
Right.
They haven't accepted the purpose. A lot of people run from their purpose, and when you run from your purpose, you do foolish things. You do things that are not becoming of you because you're broken. That was
Mm-hmm.
a word. That was a message.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we're wrapping up here, so I'm going to try to get a couple of more questions out. Um, what was the most emotional scene that you had to write in your film, and why?
Ooh, the most emotional one was uh, when I was singing. I had a manager that managed me at the time, and she met the guy that's in the movie playing Domino, who was the person on that was with during the time that he owned one of the biggest clubs in Atlanta at the time. And she was managing me, and I was pregnant, and I came home to find her in the bed with him. Now, in the movie, we did not put the pregnancy in there because of reasons of my own. We kind of like took that part out, but I was pregnant at the time. And when I walked in the room and he looked at me and said, well, if you wasn't always singing, you would be here taking care of home. But we ended up, me and the lady ended up getting into an altercation. I went into labor shortly after that. Like literally, I went into labor, and my baby was born premature because of that. Now, trauma wounds is one thing for a baby because it was young. It was a young baby. It wasn't all the way developed, and I had to go through that. Now, the scene after that was done, like he literally raped me in the actual scene. That was hard to relive it because I had to take out the moment of what actually happened and I had to play it forward. So that was the hardest thing for me because my child suffered, you know,
Mhm.
and going into labor the way that I did because of trauma and being beaten and being raped at the time was hard and feeling like I was wrong for for coming in, and I was wrong for saying anything at all, or being angry. I didn't have a right to be angry because he always told me, you have everything, you don't have a right. And what people don't understand, you could be with somebody that has all the money in the world. And this is why I tell people it ain't about the money sometimes. You could have everything and everything be so pretty, but baby, when it's not yours and somebody can take it back and keep giving it to you and taking it back, it becomes heavy. And after a while, you don't even want it because of all the sacrifices you made to keep it. So when people would say, girl, you have everything, why are you complaining? Everything for me came with a price every time.
Yeah.
Every time. There was no good. I can't tell you a good moment in my life with that man for the 7 years I spent with him. I don't even know what a good moment felt like because it started so early. The abuse started so fast. And when you're in the abuse, people always say, you dealt with it. Sometimes it's not that easy to leave when you burn so many bridges and you walked away from so many friends that they don't understand your pain no more. So it was that probably was the hardest scene for me. Knowing that I went in labor, knowing that I could have lost my baby, all these things that came through, my mind, and then still being beat in the moment of walking in. So that was hard. That was hard for me.
Wow. That was healing within itself because having to relive something so traumatic, write it, and then put it on film, on camera to relive it. Only a goddess can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You had the courage to write it and create out of your pain, triumph over trauma, your legacy being redefined and rebirthed through your creativity. It takes courage to do that. It takes courage to be transparent. It takes courage to be vulnerable. That's something that a lot of women have gone through that have lied about it, hid it,
Absolutely.
don't want to talk about it, brushed it under the rug. I don't think people understand all the dimensions of trauma and abuse. It's
Yeah.
not one-sided. It's
Like,
not, oh well, I didn't hit you, I didn't beat you, or one don't perceive the other. You know what I'm saying? Trauma is
Right.
trauma.
Does not.
And to be vulnerable, to expose your truth, because that's what you're doing. You're exposing your truth, which is going to help someone else
Yeah.
see their truth. Because a lot of people don't see their truth. They think that, well, my grandmama did it, my aunties did it. It must be okay. That's a lie.
Right.
That's a lie. And you better than that,
Yeah,
sister.
it's not okay.
It's
no.
not okay.
It's not okay.
Couple of more questions. What myths about aging, healing, or making it do you want to break with this film? What are some of the myths that I heard somewhere on social media that they said, oh, where if you not this by 30 or 40 or something, um, you're washed out and you shouldn't be trying to do that thing. Oh, your time has expired. Your time is up. You shouldn't be focusing on that. You
Right.
need to
I
be
hear
doing something.
that. I hear
So
that. No, those are all myths. People
lie.
will tell you that it's an age limit to everything, and it's not.
Nope.
You could be, you look at people like Steve Harvey and some of these people who made it at 53, 55, Tyler Perry, the big people. Let's look at them. They made it. If they would have
Yeah.
stopped and listened to someone say, you're not going to get there, they would have stopped. They would have quit, right? So I'm 53 years
Mhm.
old, but I'm still moving. I'm still alive. I think I still look halfway decent. You know what I'm saying? I got some things in my corner, my things in my back pocket that there's a role for a 50-year-old woman out there. And if I can pass for 35, well, God damn it, let me pass for 35. You know what I'm saying? So those are the myths that I say to people. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do and what you're
Nope.
not gonna do. You do, and you feel how you feel. If you feel young, then you just feel young. And no one should take that from you. But people will. They'll try. They always
Yep.
try, right? They always try to beat you down and say,
Mhm.
girl, you crazy. You doing stuff. You doing too much. You know how many people told me you doing too much on social media? Girl, you always out here talking. You always taking pictures. You always in the camera. But I love it though.
You're
I don't
doing
make
too.
it up. I love it. I love it. I